I'll answer that. I'll start with picking up where he left off. I couldn't agree more with Jose. It is you have a lot of degrees of freedom. This whole process, deciding whether to go back or not, and then if you do choose to go back, is worthwhile to really know who you are, right? For me, I went to grad school right after undergrad, no break, right? Because engineering, you can do that and they don't need work experience. It's additional skills is what it really is. And you can choose to live in the graduate community that you're talking about. You can choose to hang out with a bunch of undergrads, right? I mean, and I was young enough to, at that time, not so much anymore, but I chose to hang out with a bunch of undergrads. I liked the lifestyle. I didn't have wife or kid or family or anything, didn't know anything. It was cool, right? I tried to work at the same time, and my grades definitely suffered, and what I got out of the experience definitely suffered, but I came out without any debt. Right? I mean,
a lot of debt.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, it's something to consider. This time around, I feel fortunate, I feel blessed that I'm going to go to McCombs and not get any debt, and I'm not going to work. That's what you want to do. I mean, really, if there's an opportunity out there, you know, that's also, think about, the money is a big deal too, and I don't know, don't have time to go into it, but the money is a big deal. No, don't go in and not think about the money, right? I turned down the number 4 business school in the country because it was going to have me $100,000 more in debt than the number 11 or 12. Plus, I just love Austin. And, so I have 1,000 reasons to be in Austin. But, you know, let's put it this way, I didn't turn it down for that reason, but I didn't even consider the number 4 business school in the country because I said, you know, on the other end of that, I do not want to be 125 in the hole. So think about the money. But back to the point, the main point is know who you are and what stage in life and what it takes for you to be successful, because in graduate school, it's on you. There's your career advisor, you'll see him every now and again or see her every now and again. There's no parents, you can go to class. Professor could care less if you show up, right? Could care less if he fails you. There's none of this. I think undergrad still has this aspect where we're all going to go to class and we all need to study and there's the big test coming up and we're all on basically the same schedule. Know who you are. Know what it takes for you to succeed. If you need a community, seek a community.
Yeah,
it's there. If you know that getting wrapped up in the community where you're at now, like I can't stay out and drink, don't want to, don't care, right? I'm not gonna get involved with a community like that. I'm gonna have an apartment by myself. I'm not gonna have roommates. I'm not gonna have anybody, so that I know that I can set up and dictate my own study schedule, getting up schedule, and because I know who I am at this stage in life, and it's worthwhile through the process of applying. Are you gonna go? And then if you do decide to go, who are you? What does it take for you to be successful, for you to discipline yourself? What do you need to stay away from? Look it in the face, right? What do you need to make time for? Family, kids, whatever, right? Who are you? What is it going to take for you to motivate yourself to be successful?
I didn't work. I probably should have for my program, to be honest with you, because the advertising program was a lot of papers, seeing what has been a strategy, what's happening in the market, create your own strategy for the future. And so you come to class and you discuss that. I did 12 hours a semester for grad school. That's more than full-time. 9 hours is full-time. I was in Austin 2.5 days a week for class. I had all my classes pushed. I skipped, no tips roll, so I skipped my Friday classes, and I booked up on Monday and Tuesday, and I would just come if I needed to turn something in on Friday. I was out of town at my girlfriend's place because she lived still in College Station, so and I didn't work, and to be honest with you, I didn't interact with my cohorts because other than the 6 other people that had worked before, I couldn't stand the other people. Their opinions to me were trivial. because they weren't bringing any outside experience to the table. It was all things that had been dictated to them off of paper, and the real world is different than what's written on paper. And so, to kind of stay on the work thing, I should have worked, because I probably could have built a significant network, even if it was just internships within the advertising community, and probably gotten me a position. I would have stayed in the program simply because of that networking. So once again, you know, like I mentioned, know what you wanted to get out of it, because ultimately, at this point, if I had been working and networking with industry professionals within Austin, not necessarily my cohort of the program, but the amount of opportunity to network with outside entities in Austin, I would have stayed in the program, probably gotten my master's, and ultimately gotten a position in an advertising firm. Because I wasn't interested in doing that at the time, I was like, well, I'm knocking through this material and gaining just the knowledge behind it. I should have been focusing on the networking of it instead of the knowledge, because you know, you have to choose between usually a few of those things. So, you know, for me, grad school is completely different. It's a much more discussion. You're not lectured to a lot of times, and there's a lot of communication going on. And so it opens opportunities to work. And my program particularly, it was intense, but it was an intensity that without a job, I had too much time on my hands. I was, you know, spending the rest of the week writing these papers. I just would work for 24 hours straight, writing all the papers for all of my classes, and then I'd have 4 days to just sit back and do nothing. Which without a job, you know, you can go 24 hours without sleep, and you can sleep a whole day. With a job, it takes more discipline, and I think you ultimately need that discipline as well. So look at the intensity of the program, make sure that the job's going to work. In some programs, they don't want you to work, and they'll let you know that. But if you have the opportunity and you find yourself not utilizing networking opportunities and you have the time to do so, do it.